Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Tips in 10 where we give you the top tips in the least amount of time. This series was built to help you stay in the know without taking a chunk out of your schedule. Today's guest, and I am so stoked for this guy, is fire, is a peak performance coach, accountability mentor, and Tony Robbins award winner, Jeff Wickersham. Many people have goals, but miss the target because they're busy putting out fires. Who's that? Raise your hand. That's why Jeff focuses on helping his clients develop a healthy relationship with their business through connection, discipline, accountability, and mindset to achieve more and stress less. Please help me. The daily mantra he lives by is rise, fight, love, repeat. Freaking love that, Jeff. Love that. Jeff, welcome to Tips in 10. Let's get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Mike, thank you for having me. Love it, love it, love your energy. It's going to be an amazing conversation today.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's get this party started because we only got 10 minutes and you're ready to drop some bombs. And I'm a huge mindset guy. So I'm stoked to pick your brain today. So, Jeff, explain to me what's the process around the mindset that most of us get wrong?
This is huge and this is foundational, and we've always relied on our feelings to dictate the actions we take, and then it defines our identity. So if you think about feelings, actions, identity, what happens? Many times our feelings betray us, right? If it's cloudy out like it is today and you're meant to work out, all of a sudden you get that feeling, well, conditions aren't right. I'm not going to do it. So you don't take action. And then what happens? Well, your identity erodes away, that you're not somebody that follows through with their word, not somebody that's going to work out. Where if you flip that the opposite way, go identity, action, feelings, it is transformational. I mean, think about that. If your identity is a world-class athlete, regardless of what it looks like outside, regardless of how you feel, a world-class athlete is not going to not work out. So they're hitting the gym, they're doing all those things. So if you set an identity, live by that identity, you're going to take action. And then what's the feeling you're going to feel? You're going to feel great because you actually follow through with your words. So that is a foundational piece to changing your mindset and then intentionally stepping into the best version of yourself. Define the identity, take actions based upon that identity, regardless of your feeling, and then you're going to spiral up versus down.
Yeah, and I think you also recognize the long-term goal and the long-term benefits. I mean, it's easy to miss a day, but once you do, it tends to snowball.
It truly does, right? One day it becomes a week, it becomes 3 months, and the next thing you know, you're 5 years down the road. You're looking around, you're saying, how am I in the same position that I was 5 years ago?
Right.
That's why it happens. So I have an adage that I say, never miss twice. You can miss once. Life happens. Life throws you curveballs. We know it happens to you, Mike. It happens to me, but never miss twice, because if you miss twice, then it snowballs in that opposite direction.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So my next question I have for you, Jeff, is why is accountability so highly correlated with success?
Number one, we become adults. We're not accountable to anybody for the most part. So when we don't have accountability, we hold others accountable, but we don't hold ourselves accountable. So what ends up happening? We don't follow through, right? It's kind of that equation I just gave, right? Feelings, actions, and then an eroding identity. So accountability, having somebody say, hey, you're going to do this tomorrow, holding you true to your word. That's the game changer. And that's the number one thing that I coach, guide my clients on, is accountability. Because if they're not going to do the work, they're not going to be successful. But so many people need somebody to say, hey, Mike, get it done today. Stop screwing around and just get the work done. And when we become adults, we don't have coaches. Our parents are less connected. It's all those pieces. So accountability is so huge in that equation towards success.
Absolutely. And how has like accountability for you, just from an owner perspective, how has that helped you improve your business?
It's been a game changer. I mean, the personal development, the self-help world, I mean, the percentage of people that actually complete courses, programs, it's like at 6%. I mean, it's crazy low, where mine is over 90% of the people that I help. And the key component of that is accountability, right? Daily check-ins, being touch points, all those pieces. So it's really helped my business.
Yeah, I mean, to me, accountability is huge. I mean, two is better than one, right? I mean, we have a lot of gaps that we can't see individually, but an accountability partner can. I know for me, in terms of my business, had a business coach, right? You can also say accountability partner who, guess what? He's been with us for 13 years and has changed, really the way that our company operates and helps us stay in line. Because there are days that, hey, we just need that little kick in the butt, just that little like, hey, Mike, just go do it. You know what? You're right. You're right. So absolutely. So next question, Jeff, what's one strategy to increase discipline in your life?
One that I've used now for almost 4 years has been cold exposure. So ice cold shower, ice bath, cold walk in the dead of winter without a shirt on, just hats and gloves. And it's that discipline of stepping into the uncomfortable zone, right? And we live in comfort all day long. Our temperature is 68 to 72 degrees, whether we're in our house or in our cars. So how can you intentionally step into something that's uncomfortable? And I love getting into a cold shower, getting into an ice bath, because you talk about uncomfortable in the dead of winter outside of Pennsylvania, outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it's ice cold. My mind is telling me, do not step into that ice cold shower. And, talk about developing discipline, developing a fortified mindset. I tell my mind to go sit in the corner. I'm stepping in. And after 1,200 plus straight days of doing that, I can now work that mindset muscle, right? We always hit the gym physically. We're never hitting the mental gym. I can use that discipline to step in intentionally uncomfortable situations. So I love the cold exposure. It's a great way to get uncomfortable. There's various health benefits of it, but I'm building that mindset muscle, that discipline each time I step in to that shower or ice bath.
Yeah, and it's what, and it just becomes a routine. And after so many days of just doing things over and over again, now it's habit,
Right.
right? So which is going to be the key for success, whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally, things of that nature. Awesome, awesome. And by the way, I once I graduated from college, which I went to school up in New Hampshire.
Okay.
After I was done, I'm like, I am never doing this cold thing again. By the way, I'm happy to go stand outside in 95-degree weather and sweat like a champion and run and do all that stuff. But on the cold side, I don't know. But I guess I'm just the opposite. I
There
know
you
some
go.
people are like, I can't go run in 95-degree heat. I'm like, dude, let's go. So I'm going to go the opposite on this one.
I'm right.
So
I'm right there with you. Anytime there's something that looks uncomfortable, like it's 100% humidity and 100 degrees out, I tell my wife I'm going for a run, and she's like, "You're nuts." And I'm like, "I am doing something that pushes my body. It's a natural stressor versus the external stress we get all day long, and it's going to help me." And I go for a
yeah.
run. Yep.
Yeah,
So I'm right
no,
there
that
with
that
you.
is so good. That is so good. So 3 points that you talked about today: the importance of mindset, the importance of accountability, and the importance of discipline. All those three things are just so critical to our success. Thank you so much for sharing that. But before we go, I have a speed round. I want to ask you a little bit of, a couple questions here,
Nice.
just for a little bit of fun.
Go
All
ahead.
right, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Do you sleep with or without socks?
Without
Okay. I sleep with sneakers or tennis shoes.
sneakers.
Yes. Just had this argument with someone just before our call. 80s or 90s music?
Oh man, that's a 80s for rock, 90s for rap.
That is awesome. Fantastic. Jeff, how can our listeners get in touch with you?
So they can go out to themorningfire.com. Check out, I've got a lot of content out there. You can follow me on Instagram, Jeff_Wickersham. Got Morning Fire for Entrepreneurs podcast. I have a ton of content out there. Would love to speak to you. If you're stuck in a spot, go out to the Morning Fire, grab a complimentary 20-minute session with me, and I'll see how I can help you in your life.
Awesome. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us on Tips in 10. Make it an awesome day.
Thanks, Mike.